What's up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Meal Prep. I am hungry. I just got finished working out at Zilker Park in Austin. If you don't know where that is, you can check it out and watch the video right here. For meal prep today, we're gonna make some spicy baked chicken with some honey balsamic cabbage steaks and some lime cauliflower rice. Are you ready to do this? Let's get started. Go ahead and get started with the chicken because that's going to take the longest. I already have my oven preheated to about 425 degrees. The chicken's going to cook for about 25 to 30 minutes, but let's go ahead and get started on the marinade first. So I have 6 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to go ahead and grate them through my little garlic press here. Let's go ahead and get started with that. I have about 1 tablespoon of chopped ginger. We're going to use about 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. We'll use 2 tablespoons of sriracha. Now, if you don't like it as spicy, don't use as much. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You can use a tablespoon of agave, or you could use a tablespoon of honey. For this, I'll use agave. And then we'll go ahead and use the juice of 1 lime. A half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using Himalayan pink salt, and that's it. Let's go ahead and stir this up. A little sweet, a little spicy. Go ahead and add the marinade to the chicken. Now, as you can see, I cut up this chicken into like little strip sizes. This is roughly 3 pounds of chicken. You know what? I always like black pepper no matter what, so let's just add about a half a teaspoon of black pepper as well. If you can, let this refrigerate for at least an hour. 4 to 6 hours better, but at minimum 30 minutes. That's probably what I'm gonna do today because it's getting late and I'm hungry, all right? I'm gonna set this aside and let's get started on the cabbage. Now, I'm using just a regular green head of green cabbage, whatever you call this. This is green. You can also use Napa or what they call Savoy cabbage as well. I like this. All right, so I'm gonna cut this in half and then we'll cut about a ½ inch size steaks, okay? Be careful with this. Make sure you don't cut your fingers. Try to keep your fingers bent back like that so that way you're not, cutting off your fingertips. That'd be bad. So the marinade for the honey balsamic cabbage steaks is pretty simple. We'll start off with some olive oil. We'll use about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We'll use 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Not all balsamic vinegar is the same. This one I got from Costco. This one is really good at making like vinaigrettes and dressings and different things like that. So we'll use 2 tablespoons of raw organic honey. Again, I got this at Costco. It came for like 2 for like $6. Honey can get really expensive, but shop at Costco, it lasts, it makes sense. So we'll use 3/4 of a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. All right, so I'm gonna use 1 teaspoon of thyme. Now, if you had fresh thyme, you could use that as well, but I don't have any, so we'll use the dry herbs. Works just as well. And then we'll use a ½ teaspoon of black pepper, or a little bit more, because I poured too much out. So let's go ahead and take that marinade, and then we're gonna take a brush, and we're gonna brush it over the cabbage steaks, and then put those in the oven along with the chicken. These will cook about 25 to 30 minutes. Let's get brushing. All right, that was just enough for all the steaks I made. That was 2 full heads of cabbage, and I have about 16 or so steaks. Pretty good estimation. No. Pretty good guessing. Let's go ahead and get the chicken in the oven and the steaks in the oven. So the chicken's in the oven, the cabbage sticks are in the oven. Now let's get started on the cauliflower lime rice. Ready? Let's go. Now I've done this in the past with white rice. I've done this with brown rice, but now we're gonna do it with cauliflower. We're gonna keep those carbs low. Put this in the pan and we'll saute it for about 6 to 8 minutes. Then we'll come back and add the rest of our ingredients. All right, let's go to the stove. So I have my pan preheating on medium-high heat. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to the pan. Now I'm using about 2 pounds of organic cauliflower rice. You can pick this up at any grocery store. I got this from Costco. It was roughly about $3. All right, we're gonna let that cook for about 6 to 8 minutes, and then we'll come back to it shortly. All right, so the cauliflower rice is already done. I sauteed it for about 6 to 8 minutes. Just wanted it to become a little bit soft, not too soft and mushy, but still have some good texture to it. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt, and I'll add 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I'll go ahead and add the juice of 1 lime, and then let's go ahead and chop some cilantro up. Go ahead and add that to the cauliflower, and then just go ahead and stir that up. All right, that's all done. Now I took the chicken out the oven. I still have another batch, but we can go ahead and top that with some cilantro as well to get the uniformity going. So you got cilantro in the rice and cilantro in the chicken. Just top with a little fresh cilantro. So I finally finished everything done. We got the chicken done. I have a whole nother pan over there on the stove. We got the honey balsamic cabbage steaks and then the cilantro lime cauliflower rice. Let's go ahead and put this together. Probably gonna do about 4 ounces of protein to start with. About 3 ounces of the cauliflower rice, or roughly 90 grams. Let's go ahead and add the cabbage steaks. Roughly about 2 ounces of the cabbage steaks, or about 54 grams. 1 meal down. Let's go ahead and finish the rest. So when I went into the refrigerator to go get an ingredient, I saw that I had asparagus in there. I didn't want it to go bad, so I threw it together really quick, and I threw it in my meal prep as well. Can never have too many vegetables. If you want to see how I cook the asparagus, I've done it plenty of times before in other videos. I can link it right up here so you can go back and watch it at your pleasure. At your pleasure? At your leisure. You can go ahead and watch it at your leisure. That's the one. Alright guys, this is a wrap. I'm tired. That workout today at Zilker Park killed me. Oh my goodness. But it was so much fun to get out in nature. Go check that one out. Hey, you can start doing things like this as well. There's nothing left for me to say, but stay focused, stay positive, and keep it moving. Good day, everybody.